gentle reminder. If you think God's calling you to kill in his name, you got the wrong God. On the night Jesus was arrested, Peter, in a moment of passion, swung a sword at Malchus, the servant of the high priest, and cut off his ear. Now, here's the thing. Nobody aims for an ear when they swing a sword. Peter wasn't coming for an ear. He was going for a head. And when it happens, Jesus rebukes Peter and then reaches out and heals Malchus's ear. But mere moments later, after Jesus is taken away and the disciples are scattered like rats off a sinking ship, the script all of a sudden changes. Peter's so terrified of being associated with Jesus, he denied knowing Jesus 3 times, even swearing an oath, cursing himself if he were lying. And what this shows is that while some are willing to take lives for Jesus or in defense of Jesus, when it comes to laying down their own lives for Jesus, the commitment suddenly falters a little bit. And like I said, if you think God's calling you to kill in God's name, you've misunderstood who God truly is, because the Father is revealed in Jesus, John 14:8-9. Jesus is the ultimate expression of who God is. No matter what people might have thought God was like or had written of in the past, if it's not manifested in the person of Jesus, it's not the full picture of a loving God. When Philip said, "Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us," Jesus answered, "Don't you know me, Philip, even after I've been among you such a long time? Anyone who's seen me has seen the Father." And don't forget that Jesus also said, "Greater love has no man than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." And of course, we take that and we think of laying down one's life as in jumping in front of a bullet. But that's really shortchanging it. Let me put it like this. People say, "I'd kill for my loved ones," or "I'd die for my kids," that sort of thing. But do you fully live for those that you say that you love, holding them in your heart with the same love and sacrifice Jesus held, even when you know inconvenience, hardship, or certain death is ahead? Do you hold Jesus in your heart in that same way? So the real question isn't whether you would kill for God, and it's not just whether you would die for him. The real question is, would you fully live like loving and forgiving on the daily, even when you know suffering or loss lies ahead? Because that's what Jesus did. Jesus didn't just face death. He walked towards it, right? Fully aware, fully alive, carrying the cross in his purpose, loving even those, forgiving even those who would take his life. I mean, if you ever considered the scandal, right, of God walking the earth as a man and not doing it with any bling. No gold-paneled office walls. No getting people to build pyramids or palaces. Not trying to cozy up to the big politician. But instead living a life of complete service and dedication and challenging the status quo and those who believed they spoke for God. It's really mind-bending when you think about it. The author of the universe, the word upon God's mouth at the beginning of time, the inventor of nebulas and galaxies, helium, clouds, and lettuce, right? He didn't come as a pharaoh or an emperor, but came and lived a pretty minimal lifestyle, you could say, so he could connect with those who needed him the most. That's what it means to lay down your life. It's not just a single moment of heroic sacrifice, but it's the daily, deliberate choice to live in sacrificial love for those that you love, even when it costs you everything. So it's not about a grand act of dying for your faith. It's about the gritty, down and dirty, daily act of living your life, loving the unlovable, forgiving the unforgivable, and following a path that might strip away your pride, your comfort, and even your security. That's the road Jesus walked, and that's the road he calls us to follow. It is time we get to really live in. God bless. You're loved. See you soon.